Hello dear students, welcome back to this channel. So many of the students, they have this difficulty that when they are studying law, audit, direct tax, any theoretical subject with a lot of provisions, then you feel that you will forget the chapters that you have studied. Once you complete one chapter, two chapter, three chapter, you have read, you have understood everything, then this feeling starts cropping in that we will forget the first chapter, we are going to forget that chapter, we are already forgetting everything, how are we going to remember it till the examination? Maybe we should start revising everything on a daily basis. Let's do the revision daily. So what is the solution to that? Are you actually going to forget everything? How does this learning process happen? Okay, so let's start off with this discussion, okay, without any further ado. When you are studying a subject for the first time, if it is law, tax, EIS, SM, economics, any theoretical subject, audit, etc., then these are absolutely new subjects. You have no background in these subjects. You have not worked in these subjects. You have no practical information or theoretical information about this subject. The first time you start reading this subject, there is no context, but you're trying to understand everything. Your teacher also teaches you, you solve certain questions. Okay, you try to understand everything. It is very normal for you to feel overwhelmed that this is such a big subject and most likely you will forget everything. Once you start understanding everything, you will feel this compulsive need to ratify or cram everything because everything is so new. And you are not sure when you will come back to this. You feel like, oh my god, there is so much information. Let me try to mug up everything. You know, it's just like how somebody is in a desert. They have not eaten something for 5 days, 7 days, 8 days. Suddenly they see food. They want to swallow everything and they become sick. The same way, the first time you start studying a new subject, it is theoretical, it is bombarded with new information, you have no context, you feel this urge and need to remember everything, cram everything. Please don't do this. It is a very normal urge that you will feel, but please don't do this. The first reading should always be about just understanding the subject, understanding the concept, understanding what this whole subject is about, practicing the questions, seeing whether you can understand the subject and apply it in the questions. Whether you're able to solve these questions, understand the need of these questions, writing, presentation, all of that you have to work on first reading. Now, the first reading or just one reading is never sufficient. Please note, it's never sufficient to pass the exam. If you really want to pass the exam, you should do the second reading, do the third reading also, do exam papers also, do revision test papers, mocks also. You should have expert level knowledge. So you have to plan in such a way that you do the second reading also. Now in the second reading, it will happen that when you start reading law again, the chapters again, DT again, audit again, you will feel like you have forgotten 70% of the subject. This happens with everybody. Don't worry about it. It happens with me. It happens with your best faculties, with the rankers. It's a very common process. Even if you listen to a song, you will not remember entirely the lyrics the second time you listen to that song. Once you listen to the same song maybe 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, that's when you start remembering the lyrics. So that's exactly what happens with our subject also. First time you read it, you have understanding of the subject, but you will not remember it. It's a very normal thing to forget. Don't panic at this point. Most of the students, they will panic and they will waste a couple of days or hours because of this panic. And then they don't know what to do. They will get stuck and they will start cursing themselves. Oh my god, I am bad. Oh my god, I am not smart enough. Please don't do that. The simple steps that you have to follow is study the subject again. Even if you don't remember 70% of the subject in the second reading, don't worry. This happens with everyone. So read the subject again, relax yourself, calm yourself, tell yourself that this happens with everybody and read the subject again. Somewhere at the back of your mind, somewhere in your subconscious mind, that understanding of the subject is there. So when you will start reading it, it will seem familiar. So if you are able to feel a subject familiar, that is good enough. Familiarity, that feeling is good enough. That means you have not forgotten everything. That means your first reading was decent. Now in the second reading, you have to do active recall technique. So what is an active recall technique? Active recall technique basically means read one topic, one section, and then say it in your own words. So one section is going to have 5 to 7 points. You've read them. Now say it in your own words. Like this is the deadline, this is the process, this is the thing, this is the thing. Then read the second section, say it in your own words. Read the third section, say it in your own words. That way you have to complete every part of the chapter and every chapter. That's how you have to study the second reading. Now with the second reading, you have to do suggested answers, revision test papers, study material questions. Alright, so that's how your practice is going to get stronger. Now please note, even after the second reading, when you do the third reading, you will forget 40% of the concepts. They will feel familiar, but you will not have by heart everything. Just thinking about the topic, you will not be able to recollect the points just like that without revision, randomly. One day you just wake up and you are like, okay, what was that topic? Or maybe that friend of yours, he says, what was that particular topic? CSR kya hota hai? And then you are like, padha to tha, I did read it, but I don't know what it was. How can I forget? This happens a lot, by the way. Randomly, someone's going to take out a topic and you will forget, or you think you've forgotten and you will start panicking. This happens. Without revision, suddenly if you expect that you will remember the whole thing, it doesn't happen like that. Always compare your preparation after revising. Okay, so in the third reading also, you might forget a few things, but no problem. You have to revise again. You have to read everything again. Every provision, every line, every notes that you have made. You have to solve the tricky questions that you have marked. You have to do it again. And that's when your concepts are going to get stronger. You will start remembering a few things. Okay, even before the exam, you need to revise everything one more time. You need to read every provision again to be able to recollect in the exam. If you expect that you have studied something 1 month ago, 20 days ago, and suddenly now, if someone says that topic, you will be able to recollect everything, this doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with any student. It doesn't happen even with the teachers. So don't be so harsh on yourself. This is a normal thing. Don't expect such things from yourself. Don't unnecessarily create a panic situation for yourself. Understand that for you, you have got leaves in between exams for a reason. Those leaves are given so that you can revise everything. And we just need to revise the subject enough times that before the exam, in that one day, you're able to revise 100% the entire subject. If you have studied something today, you will definitely be able to recall it tomorrow. Okay, that's the only purpose. That's how you remember theory subjects. Okay, so please let me summarize all the points that I said. The first time you read it, you will feel the urge to remember everything, cram everything. Don't do it. Just understand, just practice the questions, just grasp the concepts. In the second reading, you will not remember much of it, 70%. But no problem, it's okay. Read it anyway. Read the same book again and solve more questions. The third time you read it, then also you might forget a few concepts. But no problem, relax. This is happening with everybody. Calm yourself down and repeat the process. Okay, and before the exam, 100% syllabus you have to somehow revise. And if randomly some friend is talking about a topic and you do not remember it, it's okay. Not your fault. No problem. Go home, read that topic. Otherwise, read it when you feel like it or when you've planned. So plan in such a way that you're able to accommodate 2 to 3 readings of a subject. And don't worry if in between you're not able to remember. It's very natural. Don't panic. Right? If you have any doubts, please write them down in the comment section below. Would love to reply back. And do subscribe to this channel if it's helpful. And I would see you again. Bye-bye.